Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV. I'm Vedant Agarwal. Our lead story. Well, the Maharashtra cabinet portfolios have now been announced, and well, no home ministry for Eknath Shinde. This, as the chief minister, retains the home portfolio, but urban development, another high-profile portfolio when it comes to Maharashtra, has been given to Eknath Shinde. This, as Ajit Pawar retains the crucial finance portfolio. Let me go across to my colleague Anuj Rayate joining us on the phone line. So Anuj, pretty much on expected lines, it had become clear that Home Ministry would be retained by the BJP given the nature of the mandate and the fact that the BJP can very well survive without the allies. But urban development, an equally high profile portfolio, has been given to Eknath Shinde.
Yes, indeed, Vedant. If you look at this entire portfolio distribution, one can see that the Bharatiya Janata Party, even after receiving a thunderous response in the election, have tried to, provide Eknath Shinde with three of the major portfolios here, be it urban development, housing, and of course public works. Now, urban development is something that has always stayed with Eknath Shinde ever since Mahavikas Aghadi's government. And even when he was the chief minister, we saw that although Home Ministry was with Devendra Fadnavis, but UD, that is urban development, was with him. He might have been a happier person with Home Ministry, but that seemed far-fetched considering that the Bharatiya Janata Party had 132 out of the 148 which they had fought. But again, more importantly, we have Ajit Pawar. And there were a lot of questions about Ajit Pawar retaining his finance, because we see that finance again is considered to be the second most important ministry in the state. And there were talks about how Eknath Shinde is not in complete agreement with Ajit Pawar getting finance if he is not getting Home Ministry. And Ajit Pawar's absence from the discussion in the assembly a couple of days ago hinted at him not being happy with the way the portfolio distribution is going to take place. But it seems to be a major win for Ajit Pawar here, because he's not just gotten finance and planning, but more importantly, he's also been able to get state excise. Now, state excise was with Shinde Sena earlier. It was with Shambhu Desai, and it is Ajit Pawar who will be holding it. And of course, Devendra Fadnavis will carry on as Home Minister amongst other ministries as well. Now, when you look at other ministries, Chandrasekhar Bawankule is a new entrant here. He was the BJP state unit chief. He did not fight the 2019 election, so he was playing as an outward role here in this entire election process. But this time he has gotten revenue, which is a major portfolio, and it has been given to him from Radhakrishna Vikhe Patil.
Absolutely.
We see that BJP has tried to...
The sense, Anuj, here is that the BJP getting the lion's share as far as the portfolios are concerned, but no Home Ministry there for Eknath Shinde. That certainly is a big takeaway. Thanks very much for joining us with the latest. Moving now to the other big headline. Well, the Prime Minister's crucial visit to Kuwait, the focus very much on people-to-people connect. This is, of course, Kuwait continues to be one of the hottest destinations for Indians when it comes to the workforce. The Prime Minister addressed a key community event, Hala Modi. This, of course, is also expected to hold crucial bilateral talks with his Kuwaiti counterparts. Listen to what the Prime Minister said at the community event today, and then Ghazali with the latest.
अभी इसी साल जून में यहां कुवैत में कितना हृदय विदारक हादसा हुआ। मंगप में जो अग्निकांड हुआ, उसमें अनेक भारतीय लोगों ने अपना जीवन खोया। मुझे जब ये खबर मिली तो बहुत चिंता हुई थी, लेकिन उस समय कुवैत सरकार ने जिस तरह का सहयोग किया, वो एक भाई ही कर सकता है। साथियों, भारत में दुनिया की स्किल कैपिटल बनने का भी सामर्थ्य है। आने वाले कई दशकों तक भारत दुनिया का सबसे युवा देश रहने वाला है। ऐसे में भारत दुनिया की स्किल डिमांड को पूरा करने का सामर्थ्य रखता है, और इसके लिए भारत दुनिया की जरूरतों को देखते हुए अपने युवाओं का स्किल डेवलपमेंट कर रहा है, स्किल अपग्रेडेशन कर रहा है। साथियों, भारत और कुवैत का रिश्ता सभ्यताओं का है, सागर का है, स्नेह का है, व्यापार कारोबार का है। भारत और कुवैत अरब सागर के दो किनारों पर बसे हैं। हमें सिर्फ डिप्लोमेसी ने ही नहीं बल्कि दिलों ने आपस में जोड़ा है। हमारा वर्तमान ही नहीं बल्कि हमारा अतीत भी हमें जोड़ता है।
And certainly the Prime Minister reminded the Indian community itself that how they have been contributing towards the progress of the state, as the state of Kuwait being doctors, engineers. They have trained an entire generation there because the Indian community has been in Kuwait for decades. And besides that, Prime Minister also offered a kind of opportunity or a window of opportunity for the Kuwaiti government to look for investment in India by saying that we are getting into skill development. We have the highest young population, which is going to be so in the future as well. And why we need Kuwait as a partner in the Gulf, because Kuwait is one country which you will not see getting into too much of controversies, even in the West Asia, which is right now on the boil due to conflict, but you won't see many comments, many condemnation, which perfectly aligns with India's position in the Middle East as far as the conflict is concerned. Second being that Kuwait is obviously one of the largest oil producers. It is one of the 6th largest suppliers to India as well, and India needs that kind of partner in the West Asia also because of the energy needs, considering the fact that there is turbulence in the energy market as well. And India also, with its digital payment initiative, emerging technologies, also happens to be a field where Kuwait can also bring in some investment into the country. So a perfect kind of partnership between the two countries is expected.
So all eyes on day 2 of the Prime Minister's crucial Kuwait visit. But moving now to the other big headline, well, the face-off between superstar Allu Arjun and the Telangana government. Well, in the assembly, Chief Minister Revanth Reddy took on Allu Arjun, putting the onus entirely on him for the crowd control and the mismanagement. Well, he said that he refused to move out of the theatre amid the fan frenzy. This as Allu Arjun broke his silence as well. He says that, well, he is being portrayed in bad light, but the onus very much is on the police as well.
डीसीपी जाके हीरो को बोल दिए कि भाई तुम तुरंत निकलना, नहीं तो हम लोग अरेस्ट करना पड़ता, क्योंकि 2 लाश गिर गए बाहर। आप वो यहाँ पर थिएटर में बैठ के तमाशा किए तो ये कंट्रोल नहीं होने वाले हैं। जबरदस्ती से वो हीरो को हमारा डीसीपी वो लॉ एंड ऑर्डर सिचुएशन देखकर उनको बाहर लेकर आए। बाहर गाड़ी में बिठाने के बाद फिर जाते होकर फिर रूफटॉप निकाल के फिर लोगों को ऐसा कर रहा, तो ये कैसे इंसान है?
The theatre has sorted permission and I've been there, and right in front of my eyes there's police people who were clearing the way, so I was going by their direction. So I was following as per their guidance, and we went inside and there was a lot of crowd, and it is no road show, it is no procession. It's just crowd outside the theatre, right outside the theatre. Just a couple of maybe meters and yards outside the theatre. I just wave my hands because that's the respect that hundreds of people come to see you. It's my basic respect that I wave my hands. And only it comes to a point where your car cannot move. And that's when you get up and you wave your hands, because all the bouncers, management, police, a lot of people say, sir, when you wave your hand is when they all cool off and they go. Because there's so much crowd over the car. It is a point where I had to come up and wave everybody so that they clear the way out for me. They did clear the way, and we did move inside the theatre. And after watching after we started watching the movie, within few minutes, like maybe I don't remember the time, but within some time they came and told me, sir, there is uncontrollable crowd outside the theatre. You have to please vacate. I said 100% okay. No police personnel, nobody ever told me. It was just told by one or two of my managing people. It is a dark, so I didn't even exactly have details of who even told me. It was one of my managers only. It was no police for sure. Nobody even approached me. Nobody communicated to me. They just said there's overcrowd outside. We have to leave right now. And I left the crowd. And after leaving the crowd, I came back home. And next day, I came to know that there was a lady and there was a child. The lady died. Very, very, very unfortunate.
आप बिजनेस कर लो, आप पिक्चर निकालो, पैसे कमाओ, सरकार से इंसेंटिव्स ले लो, सब्सिडीज ले लो, स्पेशल प्रिविलेज शूटिंग के लिए जो होना है वो मांगो, मगर किसी का हत्या होने के बाद, किसी का जान चलाने के बचाने के बाद, किसी का जान लेने के बाद आज स्पेशल प्रिविलेज मांगे तो ये सरकार में नहीं मिलने वाले। मैं जब तक मैं कुर्सी में रहता हूं तब तक नहीं देता हूं।
So, well, a full-blown showdown between the Telangana government and the film fraternity there. But moving now to some other news, well, the 55th GST Council meeting in the national capital, and the biggest takeaway, well, no tax cut yet on health and life insurance. Remember, this has been a hugely contentious issue with many political leaders, including those from the opposition, asking the government to sort of initiate this kind of tax cut as far as health and life insurance is concerned. But several other key decisions taken there as well. Listen in.
Health insurance related GOM work also requires more time, so they have gone to take more time. Insurance, and therefore the insurance regulator's input is awaited. IRDAI, the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority's inputs have not come, so the GOM felt that it needed a bit more time. The rate rationalization, GOM, also needs more time. उसका रिपोर्ट फाइनल नहीं हुआ है. ये स्पेकुलेशन में प्लीज मत भाग लेना, क्योंकि कमेटी का काम खत्म नहीं हुआ है.
Well, we do know that some states have reservations. See, it's a question, it's an issue on which the states have to agree to take a revenue hit. And there are state governments who are not ready to take this revenue hit, because remember, when the GST goes down, the revenue income of states also will be affected. So lots of calculations are being done whether they can be offset by some other provision. But for the moment, FM has said on record that the regulator, the insurance regulator, called the Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India, is yet to submit its inputs before the GOM, which is examining this issue. And once the IRDAI submits its report, a decision will be taken. There was also a decision expected on rate rationalization, but again FM has said that the GOM, which is looking at the GST rate rationalization, that is restructuring of the GST rates, is still examining this issue. It needs more time. But I think there are some very important pro-people, pro-poor decisions that were taken. First, of course, a reduction in GST on fortified rice kernels to 5%. Importantly, as you said, the GST totally exempted on gene therapy. And third, the GST reduced on food items which are meant for food preparation, which goes for free distribution to the poor. So there will be no GST on that as well.
News now from Mohali. Well, a 4-story building collapsed in the city and major rescue operations now underway. Several people are feared dead as well. This is the Indian Army has also stepped in. NDRF personnel are at the spot as well. My colleague Gurpreet, in fact, sent us this report.
नहीं ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਟ੍ਰੈਜਿਕ ਇਨਸੀਡੈਂਟ ਅੱਜ 5:30 ਪੌਣੇ 6 ਦੇ ਕਰੀਬ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗ ਕੋਲੈਪਸ ਇੱਥੇ ਮੋਹਾਲੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋ ਗਈ. ਸੋ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੈਸਕਿਊ ਐਫਰਟਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਉਹ ਜੋਰਾਂ ਤੇ ਜਾਰੀ ਹੈਗੇ ਜੀ. ਅਸੀਂ ਐਨਡੀਆਰਐਫ ਦੀ ਟੀਮ ਇੱਥੇ ਰਿਕਵੀਜ਼ੀਸ਼ਨ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ, ਮੌਕੇ ਤੇ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਗਈ ਹੈ. ਆਰਮੀ ਵੀ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਗਈ ਹੈਗੀ. ਕੋਰਡਨ ਆਫ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹਾਲੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਫੋਕਸ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਰੈਸਕਿਊ करके ਜੇ ਕੋਈ भी इसके अंदर ट्रैप्ड है तो उन्होंने बचाया जाए. कुछ लोगों को रेस्क्यू किया गया है, तो लोगों के साथ पब्लिक के सहयोग के साथ हम रेस्क्यू कर रहे हैं और बहुत एक प्रायोरिटी पे रेस्क्यू और सर्च ऑपरेशन चल रहा है.
We can also see these visuals. The police, local administration, they are already continuing this rescue operation. We will also try to move toward other side to show all these visuals, what is happening at this spot at this point of time. We have seen some of the eyewitnesses. They are also present. They are also trying to see all these things. And now the question is, main question is here, that this is the multi-story building which has been collapsed here, and huge number of the people who have also come here from the local area to just see that how this tragedy had been happened here. So we can see these debris. All the police officers, they have been present here. They are also trying to look into all the aspects. NDRF team has also come here to just trying to find out how many people have been trapped. The main thing which we have learnt from the police and the local administration, there was one gym which was operating at the time the incident had taken place, and the laborers who are trying to dig this basement, that was one of the main cause of this collapsing of the building. They were also inside this area, and it might be possible they have been trapped in this thing. So far, this rescue operation, which is being led by the local police and local administration and all the people from nearby area, they have already reached here to just see how they can help for this rescue operation. So this rescue operation is already underway. We can see JCB machines and other things have been deployed here so that they will be able to continue this rescue operation. They will be able to continue this rescue operation, and we are showing these visuals from ground at this point of time how this rescue operation is being carried out. So let's wait for some time, because as of now no official is able to confirm that how many people have been trapped, and this debris which is being searched by the local administration with the help of the JCB and all these people. So we will also show all these visuals from the ground, because this is the building collapse tragedy which has taken place in Mohali. With Vijay, Rajesh Kumar, this is Group Singh China for NDTV, Mohali, Punjab.
And in other news now, where an arrest warrant has been issued against former cricketer Robin Uthappa for a Provident Fund fraud that has now come to light. Well, he has now clarified in a lengthy social media post. He says that, well, he's not involved with this clothing line anymore. And even when he was with the company, he was not in an executive role or was not involved in the day-to-day operations. This after there have been demands for his arrest by the Provident Fund Commissioner of Bengaluru. And well, that's all the time that we have on the show. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.